In a place not far, there is a beautiful meadow. Nestled between two green hills, there lived a young bee named Buzzy. Buzzy the bee was no ordinary bee. He was curious, kind-hearted, and full of wonder about the world around him. Buzzy the bee lived in a bustling beehive with his family and friends. Every day they worked hard collecting nectar and pollen to make delicious honey. But Buzzy the bee was different from the others. While the other bees were focused solely on their task, Buzzy the bee couldn't help but stop and admire the colorful flowers, listen to the melodious songs of birds, and chat with the ladybugs and butterflies. One sunny morning, Buzzy the bee overheard a troubling conversation among the older bees. They spoke about how some of the flowers in the meadow were wilting and the birds were singing less joyfully. It seemed that the meadow was losing its vibrancy. Determined to help, Buzzy the bee decided to explore the meadow in search of answers. He met a wise old beetle named Sunny, who explained the importance of pollination, the magical way bees like Buzzy, the bees spread pollen from flower to flower, helping them grow and produce seeds. Buzzy the bee realized that his kind had a crucial role in keeping the meadow alive and thriving. With newfound purpose, he returned to the hive and shared his discoveries with the other bees. Together, they worked tirelessly to pollinate every flower in the meadow. As the days passed, the meadow transformed. The flowers stood tall, their colors brighter than ever, and the birds sang melodies that filled the air with joy. The entire meadow buzzed with life, thanks to the efforts of Buzzy the bee and his fellow bees. One day, as Buzzy the bee rested on a sunflower, he saw a group of children playing in the meadow. They marveled at the vibrant flowers and breathed in the sweet scent of the blossoms. The children's laughter warmed Buzzy the bee's heart. Knowing that they were enjoying the beauty of the meadow he and his fellow bees had helped revive. From that day on, Buzzy the bee and his bee friends continued to care for the meadow, and the children visited often to appreciate its beauty. Buzzy the bee had not only learned the importance of bees, but also the significance of respecting and preserving the natural world. And so the meadow thrived, and the bond between bees like Buzzy the bee, flowers, and all living things grew stronger, reminding everyone that every little creature like Buzzy the bee plays a vital role in the circle of life. Now, just like Buzzy the bee, you too have an essential role in the world. Your kindness, curiosity, and wonder make a difference every day, even if you don't always see it. As you close your eyes and drift into sleep, remember that you are important and your dreams can bring beauty to the world. Buzzy the bee is snuggling in his hive, looking forward to another purpose-filled day in the meadow, helping the plants and environment thrive. Good night and sleep peacefully, knowing that you are a part of something wonderful. Once upon a time, in a peaceful corner of the forest, there lived a young tortoise named Terry. Terry was full of curiosity and dreams, just like any other young tortoise. He loved exploring the meadows and crawling through the tall grass with his friends Tommy, Tina, and Tanya. One sunny day, as they were playing a game of hide-and-seek, Terry noticed something. No matter how hard he tried, He couldn't keep up with his friends. They were faster, much faster. Terry's heart sank as he realized he was slower than the others. As he grew older, Terry's slowness became more apparent. His friends, Tommy, Tina, and Tanya, would often race each other through the meadows, leaving Terry far behind. They would playfully tease him, and although their laughter was kind, Terry couldn't help but feel different. One day, as they rested under the shade of a giant tree, Tommy looked at the distant hill and said, "Have any of you ever wondered what's on top of that hill?" Tina and Tanya shook their heads. "Nah, we're too fast to bother with that," they replied, giggling. But Terry's eyes sparkled with curiosity. He had often wondered about the hill, but had never dared to voice it. "I've always wondered," Terry admitted quietly. His friends exchanged knowing glances. "You're the slowest one of us all, Terry," Tommy said gently. "That hill is too far away, and you'll never make it." Terry felt a mixture of disappointment and determination. He knew he was slower, but he also knew he had a fire burning inside him, an unwavering determination. From that day on, he practiced tirelessly. Every slow and steady step was a reminder of his dream. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Terry's determination grew stronger with each passing day. He couldn't shake the feeling that there was something wonderful waiting for him on top of that hill, a place where the tall grass whispered secrets in the wind, a crystal clear river flowed nearby, and the biggest, most secure rock provided shelter. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Terry reached the top of the hill. There, under the shade of the biggest rock, he found exactly what he had dreamed of. The tall grass whispered secrets in the wind, and a sparkling river danced nearby. Terry's heart swelled with pride and joy. He had made it. But the real surprise was waiting for him when a tortoise named Trudy, who had always called the hill her home, emerged from the grass. She was delighted to see Terry and welcomed him with open arms, or rather, open flippers. "Welcome, Terry," Trudy said. "I've been waiting for someone like you for a long time. The hill is a wonderful place, and you are now part of it." Terry and Trudy became fast friends. She showed him every nook and cranny of the hill, and they spent their days exploring, talking, and watching the river flow. Terry realized that this was the life he had always dreamed of, and he couldn't be happier. As night fell, Terry and Trudy snuggled up by the fresh river bank, the scent of the long grass filling the air. They gazed up at the full moon, its soft light bathing them in a gentle glow. Terry's heart was full of contentment, knowing that he had believed in himself and achieved his dream. And so, my dear little ones, just like Terry the tortoise, never let anyone tell you that you can't achieve your dreams. Even if you face challenges or are slower than others, with unwavering determination and the courage to follow your heart, you can reach the top of your hill and find your own special place. So, dream big, believe in yourself, and know that the journey is just as beautiful as the destination. Good night, sleep tight, and may your dreams take you to wonderful places. Once upon a time, in a magical forest filled with talking animals and friendly fairies, there lived a tiny, adventurous seed named Sammy. Sammy wasn't like any other seed. He had big dreams. Sammy dreamed of growing into the tallest and strongest tree in the whole forest. One sunny morning, Sammy was planted in the soft, cozy soil by a kind squirrel named Squeaky. Squeaky told Sammy, "Don't worry, little seed. With some sunshine, water, and a lot of patience, you can grow into a magnificent tree." Sammy felt a little scared but excited too. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months. Sammy's tiny body started to crack and a tiny green sprout popped out of the soil. Sammy was so excited to see the world. But it was a big world out there, and Sammy knew he had a long journey ahead. As Sammy grew taller, he faced many challenges. Rain poured down, and Sammy felt cold and shivery. But he remembered what Squeaky had told him about the importance of rain, so he held on and grew stronger. One day, a friendly butterfly named Bella fluttered by. "Hello, Sammy," she said. "You're growing so well." Sammy blushed with pride. Bella shared stories of the forest with Sammy and taught him to dance in the wind. But not everything was easy. Some days, Sammy felt a little lonely. The other plants around him were different, and they didn't always understand him. But Sammy didn't give up. He knew that being different was what made him special. Seasons came and went. Winter brought snow, making Sammy feel cold again. But he knew spring would come, and with it, warmer days. And he was right. Spring arrived with colorful flowers and singing birds. Sammy felt more determined than ever to become a great tree. Years passed, and Sammy grew taller and taller. He became a home for birds to build their nests, and his branches provided shade for animals to rest. Sammy had become the magnificent tree he had always dreamed of. One day, Sammy heard a familiar voice. It was Squeaky, the squirrel who had planted him. Squeaky was old now, but still full of joy. "Sammy," he said, "look at you. You've become the tallest and strongest tree in the forest, just like you dreamed." Sammy felt a warm sense of accomplishment. He realized that even when things were tough, he had grown into something beautiful because he never gave up on his dream. And so, my dear little ones, as you lay down to sleep tonight, remember Sammy's story. No matter how small or scared you may feel sometimes, with determination and patience, you can grow and achieve your dreams. Tomorrow is a new day, full of possibilities. Dream big, just like Sammy the seed, who became a magnificent tree. Good night, sleep tight, and dream of all the amazing things you can be. Once upon a time, in a cozy little house nestled near a vibrant jungle, lived a kind family who loved their home. They enjoyed the lush greenery, the colorful plants, and the delightful animals that called this jungle their home. In this lovely story, two special animals play an important role: a clever monkey and a colorful toucan bird. Over time, this friendly family noticed these two unique creatures and developed a deep fascination with their behaviors. The family consisted of a loving mommy, a caring daddy, and two curious children, a young boy and an even younger girl. They often gathered on their balcony, watching the monkey and the bird with genuine interest. One early morning, as the sunshine rose, the colorful toucan bird visited their banana tree. Its purpose was to feast on the insects that threatened the tree's health and to savor the delicious insects that dwelled there. The family rejoiced in having their banana tree kept healthy by this beautiful bird and considered it a dear friend. The bird was wise, always arriving early before the mischievous monkey woke up. The monkey was wary and cautious. He kept a close eye on his special banana tree. He knew the bird's habits and preferred to wait until the bird had had its fill and gracefully departed. Around 10:30 a.m., when the sun was high and the bananas were at their ripest, the same monkey would make its daily appearance. With an air of curiosity and caution, it would pick a few ripe bananas, sit on a sturdy branch, and cast a watchful eye on the human family. The humans, naturally drawn to animals and the wonders of nature, tried to engage with the monkey. However, the monkey, while curious, valued caution more and hesitated to change its routine. It had found a reliable source of food and had what he needed. One early sunny morning, while the children slept and the mommy and daddy enjoyed their banana and honey porridge on the balcony, Daddy exclaimed, "Look, there's our lovely toucan birdie again. It's keeping our banana tree healthy and happy." But in a sudden burst of mischief, the monkey sneaked up behind them, frightening the toucan birdie away. The monkey didn't understand the situation, thinking that the bird was after its precious bananas. Starving that day, it had awoken earlier than usual to find food. The monkey noticed that only green bananas remained, so it had to wait for them to ripen, which made it extra hungry. Understanding the monkey's plead, Mommy and Daddy decided to offer it some bananas from the balcony. The monkey noticed their gesture, but still hesitated to trust the humans. It went back into the jungle in search of alternative food sources. Later that day, as evening painted the sky with hues of orange and pink, the toucan birdie returned. The family gathered for dinner, happy to see their feathered friend once more. But then the monkey returned and chased the birdie away. The children exclaimed, "Oh no, bad monkey!" But Daddy, ever understanding, reassured them, "It's okay. The monkey is just very hungry today. He couldn't find much to eat in the jungle, so he's waiting for our bananas to ripen." The little boy asked, "But what about the birdie, Daddy? You told us he eats the insects from the tree, and that keeps the tree healthy." Daddy nodded and explained, "Yes, my boy, that's true. I hope they don't both get hungry." With empathy and kindness in their hearts, Mommy and Daddy decided to offer the monkey with a fresh bunch of bananas. As the hungry monkey began to approach, the toucan birdie returned to its favorite tree branch. Hopeful that trust could be established, the parents held out the bananas. The monkey, torn between fear and hunger, took a few cautious steps forward, but just as it was about to accept their offering, it turned and chased the birdie away again. Disheartened, Mommy said, "Oh, so close. He was beginning to trust us." Daddy added, "It's a shame he doesn't trust the birdie. If it weren't for the birdie, the monkey might not have this banana tree at all. The insects might have eaten them all." The sweet little girl pondered. If only they could be friends. Daddy hatched a plan. "It's okay. I'll leave some ripe bananas near the tree for the monkey, and I'll put some delicious birdie seeds on the balcony so they can both eat tomorrow after their sleep." The following morning, after Daddy and Mommy had their porridge, they checked the seeds and bananas on the balcony. To their surprise, neither the monkey nor the birdie had touched them. They enjoyed watching the toucan birdie fly by, nibble some seeds, and then glance at the banana tree. It saw that the tree was teeming with more insects than ever, its favorite food. The birdie tilted its head, then flew over to the tree. Daddy remarked, "Oh, he just loves those insects from the tree. I hope our monkey friend is okay." Mommy, too, expressed her concern. "I hope so too, dear." A few minutes later, the monkey arrived at the tree, ready to chase the toucan birdie away once more. But something was different this time. The monkey glanced at the humans. It was becoming curious about these kind people. Mommy, holding a bundle of ripe bananas from the balcony, called out, "Here you go, little monkey." She gently placed the bananas in front of the monkey and took a few steps back, allowing it to approach at its own pace. The monkey, looked back and forth between the humans and the bananas, showed signs of curiosity and trust. With a careful yet hopeful look, it ran over, grabbed the bananas, and leaped back into the jungle. Swinging from tree to tree, it settled on its favorite banana tree branch, devouring the sweet ripe bananas. It was the best meal it had had in days, and it couldn't help but wonder why these people had been so kind. Back at the balcony, the family watched with smiles as the monkey enjoyed its food. The monkey was very happy and grateful. He looked back at the balcony, wondering why the people had done this. The toucan birdie returned to the banana tree, finding it filled with more insects than ever. The monkey noticed the birdie, but he had learned that the bananas from its own tree had lots of insects, and he didn't like them anymore. He just wanted them without insects, and ripe and sweet. Days passed, and the monkey, now a happy and well-fed one, eagerly awaited the family's presence each morning. It was no longer wary of the humans, but instead it saw them as friends. It also realized that his special banana tree was getting healthy, and there was a lot less insects. He then realized that the birdie was eating the insects, and that he needed the birdie, and it was his own fault for chasing him away. He felt very silly for not realizing. Because he was hungry, he was so protective. He made things worse for himself. One sunny morning, the family was gathered on the balcony, eating their porridge. The monkey exchanged whoos and ha's with the daddy, showing trust and friendship. The toucan birdie swooped by, landing gracefully near the mommy. It watched the family enjoy their breakfast, tilting his head and showing off its beauty, observing the people's kindness and calmness. The birdie noticed a bowl of seeds left out for it, and feeling grateful, decided to return the favor. It flew to the tree, gathered insects, and deposited them in the bowl with a flutter of its colorful wings. The young girl wrinkled her nose and said, "Ew!" Mommy chuckled and replied, "Thank you, kind little bird, but we don't like to eat insects." The children realized that both the monkey and the birdie were expressing their gratitude by sharing their food with the family. They also learned that the two creatures had become friends. The monkey often stood guard, ensuring that no other animals bothered its feathered companion. In return, the birdie felt safe around the humans, knowing that the monkey protected it. Together, they made the jungle a better place. The humans didn't need to put out food anymore. The friendship between the monkey and the birdie ensured they always had what they needed. Trust and cooperation had become the key of their safety and nourishment. The family lived in peace and contentment, knowing that they could always count on each other. Lessons of friendship, kindness, and cooperation were shared and learned from the jungle's most unexpected teachers, the monkey and the toucan bird. Weeks later, the family decided to take a holiday by the seaside, leaving their jungle home in the care of their kind uncle. They relished in the joys of the beach, where Daddy and Uncle fetched coconuts to make fresh milk for breakfast, and the children built grand sandcastles. But with all the fun and excitement, the boy and girl couldn't help but think of their friends back home, the monkey and the birdie. "Daddy," the boy asked, "are our friends, the monkey and the birdie, okay?" Daddy smiled warmly and replied, "They should be fine. We'll go check on them when we return. But for now, let's enjoy our holiday by the seaside." Their uncle, overhearing the talk, said, "Kids, you too can learn from your friends in the jungle. Just like them, we should trust and help each other." The children smiled, feeling grateful for the lessons they had learned from their animal friends. As they drifted off to sleep by the seaside, calmed by the sound of the waves, the smell of the sand, and the gentle moonlight, the family embraced the power of kindness, trust, and friendship. "Good night, my lovelies," Mommy whispered. The children smiled, yawned, and filled with joy, they peacefully fell asleep, their hearts filled with the enduring wisdom of their amazing jungle friends. A long time ago, in a lush and ancient forest, there lived a fearsome mommy T-Rex named Rya. With her towering size and mighty roars, she stomped through the woods, scaring away all who crossed her path. To the other creatures of the forest, Rya seemed like a terrifying monster, but the truth was far different. Rya was a loving and caring mommy T-Rex, with a heart as big as her enormous feet. She had a secret, one that made her seem fierce to others. Hidden deep within the forest, nestled under a giant tree, were her precious eggs. Rya roared to protect them, for she knew that in this wild world they needed her fierce love. But despite her good intentions, the other creatures kept their distance. They didn't understand that Rya was just a mommy trying to protect her little ones and find a safe place to call home. Rya watched from afar as the other dinosaurs played together, and her heart ached for friendship. One day, as she roared to chase away a curious stegosaurus, she noticed someone watching from behind the bushes. It was a gentle brachiosaurus named Benny, known for his wisdom and kind heart. "Hello, Rya," Benny said softly. "I see that you're a strong and protective mommy, but maybe you don't have to roar all the time. Some of us just want to be your friends." Rya blinked her enormous eyes in surprise. She hadn't expected kindness from another dinosaur. Slowly, she tried to lower her guard and roared a little less. Benny introduced Rya to his friend, a speedy gallimimus named Grace, who was curious and quick to make friends. Together, they showed Rya that not all dinosaurs were scary and not all friendships required fierce roars. Over time, Rya learned to be less intimidating. She still protected her eggs, but she also allowed her softer side to shine through. She laughed with Benny and Grace, and they even helped her find a safer spot for her eggs. Then, one sunny day, Rya's eggs began to crack, and 5 tiny baby T-Rexes emerged. They were adorable and full of energy. Rya's heart swelled with love as she watched her babies play with Benny and Grace. As the days turned into weeks, the forest echoed with laughter and friendship. Benny and Grace introduced Rya's babies to other dinosaur friends, and soon they formed a diverse and happy group. They learned from each other, played together, and discovered that their differences made them stronger. Rya, once feared by all, had transformed into a mommy T-Rex who knew the true value of friendship and the importance of understanding others. She watched her little ones grow alongside their friends, grateful for the lessons they had all learned. And so, in that ancient forest, a group of diverse dinosaurs showed the world that differences could lead to great adventures and even greater friendships. Together, they lived happily ever after, teaching one another the beauty of acceptance and the joy of being unique. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with warm hues, Rya and her friends gathered under the shade of the giant tree. They shared stories, laughter, and the gentle sounds of the forest filled the air. Rya watched her little ones play, her heart full of contentment and gratitude for the friends who had helped her discover a new way of living. And so, in that serene moment, Rya realized that she didn't need to roar to protect her eggs anymore. The love and understanding of her friends had created a safe and loving home for her family. With a soft smile, she whispered, "Good night, dear friends." The peaceful forest whispered back, "Good night, Rya." And in the tranquil embrace of the ancient forest, they all drifted into a peaceful slumber, knowing that their hearts had found what they had been searching for all along: acceptance, friendship, and the joy of sharing their lives.